All right, that is the word coming in. But with that, let's also move on and bring you some news from the telecom sector then. Brokerage house IIFL has issued a note on the telecom sector, citing arguments both for as well as against the tariff hikes in the sector. So Reema is here to fill us in with all of the details on this one. Reema?
Thanks so much for that. So, for a telecom company and the financials, the tariff hike is the most important metric. Now, when it comes to the recent tariff hikes, well, it's not taken place. The street was anticipating that in December of 2022, that's last month, the companies would go ahead and announce a tariff hike, which would be exactly 1 year post their, prior tariff hike. That didn't take place, which is one of the reasons why Bharti Airtel in the last couple of days has been an underperformer. Now, IIFL has come out with an interesting note where they're making a case both ways, why companies should hike tariffs and why companies perhaps will not hike tariffs. So the arguments in favor of a tariff hike include: one, there is a rising urgency because Vodafone Idea, the third private player, is struggling a bit. A tariff hike will help Vodafone Idea survive. Secondly, Jio and Bharti Airtel's net debt to EBITDA is over 3x. If you go ahead and do a tariff hike, then the leverage ratios come down because the EBITDA gets boosted. Third, the companies are making significant investments in 5G. So you want to raise some money and shore up your financials by going ahead with a tariff hike. Fourth, a potential Jio IPO is down the corner. So before that, Jio would like to bolster its return ratios to make it more attractive to investors. Another point, they're saying the incremental revenue market share for Bharti Airtel and Jio has been coming down because the pace at which Vodafone Idea was losing subscriber, that pace has abated a bit. So that's another reason. And finally, Bharti and Vodafone Idea's ARPU is still below the 2016 levels, which is prior to when Jio came through. And this is despite 2 increases in the tariff hikes that we've seen in the last 3 quarters. So tariffs are still below what they were before Jio entered the telecom space. But the arguments which are against a tariff hike, they're saying the consumption environment is weak, and therefore, even if they do a tariff hike, it will not get absorbed. There will be people who will give up their SIM card or they will downtrade. Two, there is a sharp jump in data capacity planned by Jio and Bharti Airtel in the next 18 months. So that is another factor. So on the whole, it's just an interesting observations made by IIFL on the factors which go ahead, which go into hiking tariffs or not hiking tariffs. On the whole, they believe the recent correction by Bharti Airtel offers an attractive entry point. It is their top pick with a target price of 909. Back to you.
All right, Reema, thanks a lot for getting us all of that information. But with that, we are going to get into a short break.